Joining us as a guest, our co-host right now is a psychotherapist, transformational speaker, and an advocate for emotional well-being with over 15 years of experience in psychotherapy and a dynamic background spanning education, human resources, and media. She's leading the charge in reshaping conversations around mental health. Welcome with us, Mary Bertha Okon in the building. Good to have you on the show.
Thank
you look amazing. Like, you look so expensive right now. I'm thinking to myself, oh my Lord. But good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you can join the conversation 020-1635-2013, 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on X and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to hear your thoughts. So you're joining us on this conversation. There's a gist we saw that was really interesting. A guy, a very handsome man, was saying that he doesn't date broke women. He wants their money, but because he believes that broke women make poor choices and they're not resourceful. He'll be a provider. He decides, yes, he'll be a provider, but only to a woman who is able to somewhat meet him at the same level. Now, some have argued and said that because you're a broke woman doesn't mean that you're not resourceful. You know, it's unfair to put women who don't have money in that kind of bucket. Is it fair? Others have said that, well, he's saying his own preference. But a lot of men today are looking for made women. Nobody wants to help a woman. Because back then, a woman was looking for a man who was already made. But now, men are even looking for women who are equally made. And does that even make sense anymore? Nima, let me start with you before I come to our guest.
Okay, so I understand him a lot because I felt he put his opinion in proper context so that broke women don't say that they have demeaned them or rich women don't say that they have upgraded them. But I think what he meant by saying resourceful is that you know already what to do with money. Because if you're extremely broke, you're looking for basic needs. Young girls, the olden days mentalities that were looking for a Prince Charming is supposed to bring all the wealth. Handsome meant he was rich, you know, and so if he did not reach, you can't, what would you do with somebody that is broke? And so a lot of girls just thought if he gives me an iPhone, a nice dress, a vacation, he's perfect. You know, whether he steals the money, and there are a lot of girls in that category right now. I'm dealing with a young girl, and I always look at the association. She's in this hair making business. But every time you pump money in her business, it just goes down. Because what she thinks money is for is to become the madam of the family, even though she doesn't know how to make money turn around or turn it over. So she carries herself, carries her mom, her step siblings, her grandma, carries everybody at that young age. And the business that's supposed to generate the money is empty. So you know, an average in December is season for hairdressers, and you have their extensions and all of that, full cabinet. And then you see everybody do that, and then she's just looking. So I always ask her, the other woman just down the street makes hair as well, started just like, in fact, better, worse than you. She started by learning the entire ropes of the business because she finished her apprenticeship. And then when she started with just a small stool. I used to go there and I would ask her if she could come and make my hair indoors before I locked my hair. And she would come, and that was how she grew her business. And now she has a wide shop, but she's always managed that business. She's always known where the next growth was. And so she's different. So it's just basic resourcefulness compared to...
Let me put it in that context before I come to you, Miriam. My concern, because the fact that young men of today are looking for women who are already doing well is done somewhat in secrecy. There's a pretense of, I'm not looking for you, I don't like her because she's wealthy. We know, but we don't say it out there. Because we know a lot of these guys are looking for girls who are well done, but we pretend as if, they are still coming up as a provider. But what this guy is doing is giving that stamp of okay, that now we are looking for women who are made. Because you are looking for, do you get my point? Because by saying this, you're empowering the young man. Say, yeah, I want a made woman. And before, it wasn't like that. It was like, you pretend like you don't know she has money. You don't pretend you don't even know what her money. But you like that she has money, but you act as if you're still the provider. But now you're putting it out there. And you're giving men the inkling that it's okay to only look for good made women. Is that even right at all? Miriam?
I don't think that's what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah, for me...
Talk about the effect of it, but go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so I don't think that's what he's saying. And for me, I think also what he has said is even makes the case for a lot of women who say they cannot be with broke men. And for me, he's just making a case for being with broke people generally, whether man looking for a wife or a wife looking for a husband. And I like how he put it. He says for him, being broke just shows for him it's symptomatic of someone who's made poor choices, who doesn't understand how the real world works, and who has weak discipline. And I know that there are many circumstances, that can affect someone and then they become broke. But we also know, and I believe that one of the strongest things that affect someone's financial status is also the choices that they have made. It's also how they handle resources. And for many people, when you sit down with them and talk about, their finances, you see that they made poor choices. One, they've been lazy. They have not really pursued something and seen it to the end, So that would be a reason why many people are broke. But, he also says he is not looking for their money. Do you understand? So that's why I said, I don't think that's what he says. He says, I'm not saying this because I want their money. I'm just saying this because for me, it shows that there are some character traits, that you have that will make it, that shows me that, you are meant for me. It's not really about the money. It's not saying that you need to be a billionaire or a millionaire. You don't need to have the biggest cars. But do you have some character traits that shows me that you understand how the world works? And it's okay for him to say that, really. And that's for me when women also say to some men, if you're not in that particular tax bracket, don't come for me because there are bills to be paid. In fact, I found something online very interesting. Someone had tweeted at Copy, as we know, Tedola's daughter, and was saying, Tio, I don't have money, but you see, I will treat you like the queen that you are. And she responded, oh, nice thought, but bills need to be paid or something like that. Yeah. Did you understand? So there is the reality of how the world works. And do you have the character traits to go into the world and be that sort of person? I think that is what he's saying. The going for women that have money, for me, that's a scam. And women also do that go for men that have money. It's not about their character. It's not about being, helping. It's just about looking for women, you are there just looking out for people who have money, however they have the money, whether the money drops on them or if they are scammers or if they are fraudsters, it does not matter. This person has money, I need to find a way to get in. That's a whole different thing, I think, believe from what this guy is saying.
Let me come to Mary. What are your thoughts on this? You've had a few perspectives already.
I think I believe, I want to agree with the last comment you made. If you date someone that is resourceful, that is not rich, but they're working, they're chasing the bag, they have a career, there's a sense of you grow, you mature, you have financial intelligence, you have a bit, you learn along the line of acquisition. And so that aside, I believe as well that he may have had past experiences that is making him speak like that. Okay. Something must have happened in the past. Some girl must have chopped his money, couldn't afford it, or dated outside of his brackets, cash brackets, and he's now burnt, he's pained, and he's letting it out. And then I think there's another one that men generally are scared nowadays to date liabilities. Women, I think, this generation are looking like liabilities to date.
You think?
Everyone is looking out the statement of, if you're broke, if you don't have a car, if you don't have an apartment, I'm not dating you. Social media are making it worse. So if you can't give me all of these things, 1, 2, 3, the car, the weekly allowances, I don't remember growing up being given allowance dating someone. Like, I'm not that old. And yet, now it's like, if you're not giving me transportation, I'm not coming to your house. If you're not paying for my transport going back home, I'm not coming. Pay for my makeup because I'm coming to date you. You have to pay for my dress. Hold up. Am I paying to date you, or do we like ourselves? Likeness or wanting to know someone has been taken out of context completely. It's becoming transactional.
Exactly.
So dating now is transactional. So from what he's saying,
friendships are transactional.
you know,
Family gun is transactional.
Because, I was going to come to that because when you, I hear what you're saying, but when you get to a certain age, and I'll come to YK here, when you get to a certain age and you look back and you think to yourself, really, this entire life is transactional. And is now what kind of transaction did you accept? Because some people allow themselves such that, you know, you're with a man or you're with a woman for the wrong reasons and you stayed. Others were transactional from the beginning. They got what they wanted and they're happy for it today. They didn't put any emotions. They were not trying to be, oh, hey, he's from this, so I just like, no. I'm there because you have money. Provide the money and I'll provide the nurturing for our children and we're good. And they're in their 70s and their 80s and they're happy. It was transactional from the start. No, they were no, so my question is, maybe transactional is good. Maybe we are looking at transaction in a different light. If we look at it in a different light where it makes you more objective and we are clear from the get-go. YK, let me come to you on this matter. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But where I'm confused with what he's saying is, what about if you meet a girl fresh out of university? Where do you want her to? I mean, she has potential.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean because she doesn't have that money right now. It's the same thing with a man. If you meet a man who has just come out of university, he has potential. He doesn't have to have money. But so I think when he's saying he doesn't date broke women, maybe he has not. Maybe he's dating older women. I don't understand. I really don't understand because he's
not being fair.
Let's look at him. He looks like he's in his 30s, right? And maybe he dates his age mates and he feels like, well, we've been out of the university minimum 10 years. And in the 10 years, what have you done with your life? You know, so you can understand that. But if a man is looking to marry someone much younger, in fact, at least with Nigerian men, if they're marrying much younger, they come to you with the, I want to take care of you. I want to, you know, achalugo, I want to take care of you. Do you understand? So his one's mindset is not that I don't date broke girl. I'm looking for a nice, beautiful young lady that can be my pet. If I'm traveling the world, she comes with me, you know, and that sort of thing. But then you have another man in his 30s, he's looking for a woman who is maybe a year or 2 years younger than he is or older than he is, and he's looking for a connection.
But Miriam, the thing is, broke is relative.
I agree. Yeah.
You know, you can have money to eat and maybe buy yourself a car or whatever, but you don't have money to travel around the world. Does that make you broke?
Auntie Amy, I have seen girls who's basic. They don't have anything. Is that I want to change my hair. They are broke and they want, you know, a resourceful person will say, oh, at this stage of my life, the person that has potential, I can't afford the long hair, the what they call that
Brazilian hair,
straights, bone straights.
Okay,
I can't afford the bone straight, but you know, I'm okay with my Didi. And I'm looking for, you know, something that will give me some form of financial independence. And that's my priority right now. So she doesn't have to have a billion bank account.
Yes.
But you can spot it. But if the girl is every day, you have not taken me out.
Okay, I get that.
That kind of category. So that group of girls, you know, just as you said, broke girls. Then, you know, when you mentioned the one that wants to just spoil you. Even in the Achalugo movie itself, the guy had money, wanted to spoil the girl, but he didn't want to spoil the ones that were waiting for the ones that had nothing to think. But when they finish watching those romantic sitcoms, they'll just come, can you sub for me?
Okay.
You know those kind of rubbish words.
Yes.
Subscribe, data, basic data, and you are calling someone.
There's a point you made now that reminds me of whether parents are failing in their responsibilities. Culturally, girls now are being seen as liabilities now, this generation. Now, if as a parent, I'm trying to make ends meet, giving my child the basic needs to care for herself, to buy the basic wig, do their hair, would she have to go looking for someone to do that for her? Now, if I do that as a parent or parents were doing that, and you're doing that, she's doing it, the next father is doing that, that would literally remove that pressure of trying to financially cater for somebody else. Let's just meet, get to know ourselves for who we are. We take ourselves out of Nigeria. Let's leave Nigeria, the shores of Nigeria, and you move out. People date to get to know you.
Yeah.
I want to get to know you for who you are. What joys, what makes you happy? What kind of excitements, trips can I go on with you? I'm bringing my resources, you're bringing yours. We're having fun.
Yeah.
We are here struggling, pay my Uber to come and see you. My hair is messy, it needs to be done. Where are your parents?
In this conversation,
where are your parents? Why didn't you sell things when you're going to school? Kids are selling cupcakes or trying to be resourceful. Little kids at 13, 14 are doing things at home. Why aren't you selling braid? Make the braid wig at home. Go sell it in school.
Thank you.
Be cooking little packs of something from your dorm. Be selling it on campus. Why do you think you have to rely on a man to do that?
Let me pause you for a second. I'm going to very short because when we come back, we'll take this on different angles. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thank you for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter and there are different angles to this issue, this video. And the reason why it was an important conversation to have for me is because of what I said earlier. We understand a lot of men like women who are doing well, right? However, they say it, but nobody ever comes out to say, I want a woman who is made. They say it maybe with their friends or with their buddies. They don't say it out. When a man comes out, a handsome man like this comes out and says it out, that looks successful, looks like it's together, says it. Now, what that does, it gives a license to a lot of men. Say, you know what? I don't want them raw anymore. I don't want them fresh from college. I want somebody who is made. Is that a problem? That's number one. Number two, my concern also is that young girls who also are trying to build a career, they are, as Waike said, is relative. Now, they want to also build from scratch with somebody. And he's not willing to date them because he's waiting for her to be made. Now, she is getting frustrated because men are now made to feel like, look for them when they are made. And she wants to be made with you. She wants to grow because that's how our parents taught them. Grow with your husband from scratch. So where does that happen? That's number two. Number three, and I hope you guys can remember. Number three, if we allow this kind of videos to be accepted, where does it put a woman who just wants to be careful? Because even these made women who have all the money, they also want a man to just care for them. I don't want a man coming to me for me. I might support his resources, but sometimes I want you to be the one who is resourceful. I want to have my money for myself and do my thing, but I want you to be the one. Don't come to me asking for my resources. Do your thing. So what happens to a woman who just wants to be cared for, pampered, taken care of? Don't worry about my money. Don't even pretend like my money is not there. Care for me. Because
at what cost now?
So just care for me.
It's no vex. You see the way it like say rushing.
Yes.
Because the thing don't come they press some buttons. A resourceful woman wants to be cared for. But if her husband's entire financial ability is around the 100,000, she won't be asking him for his head and the grandmother's head in millions. But a girl who is not resourceful, who is broke, will look at him and say, is that not your mate down there? Whereas she
isn't doing anything.
If you put her in a business, she'll run it down 10 times. She doesn't know what to do with money. Some women who have already proven the point can say, can I just be pampered? We all do it, at least me, I know I do it sometimes. Wait, you people should care for me. Mommy, this, darling, this. Somebody should pamper me. Sometimes you just want to sleep and somebody shows up. But you're not the type that will sleep and then there's nothing. Maybe your husband is down, everybody's down, and you're thinking, well, let all of us just sit down. Okay? Call your friends and beg for money. You've not seen this category of emptiness from a partner, male or female, for you to understand what this person is talking about. So a woman who has her means knows what exactly it is to be empowered already. Yeah. She doesn't want to wake up one morning and she's empty. But if her husband says, okay, stay back and everything, even in her staying back, she'll be resourceful enough to save up some things.
Okay, let's jump in. I have a call with Shagun. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, Mariah. Good
morning.
Morning.
Yeah. You know, it depends on what you are discussing this morning is very interesting. It depends on the lady. Let me tell you something from my own personal experience. I have a lady, though I'm more mature than her, but a very young girl. She's from a family that does not really have, you understand? You know, I started taking care of her.
No
Hello?
way. Oh,
James?
no.
Oh, we lost that call. James?
The way Mariah is calling him. Yo, James.
We lost that call.
Okay, so you know, again, I think there are two different, you know, conversations here. A man who, okay, so to explain it, first of all, we need to understand that you know that you can be broke and have a lot of material things. You can have an iPhone, you can have the wigs, you can have things and be broke. And you can be living without all those things and not be broke.
Right.
So
Oh,
it's,
I'm told that James
okay,
is back.
okay.
James, are you there? They called him back. Hello, James?
Yes, I'm back.
Go ahead, please. Yes, you were saying.
Like I was saying, I started taking care of her. You know, last year she wanted to mark her birthday. She now requested for iPhone 15. You understand? And this is a lady that if they want to eat in their family, at times I used to buy her a bag of rice, give her money like 10,000, 15,000 naira to cook or some other thing. You know, she demanded for iPhone 15. I asked my sister in the UK to send me that iPhone 15. I gave it to her.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you know what this stupid girl started doing with iPhone 15?
It's just him.
Started doing all this TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Instead of us thinking of, let me see how I can sell this phone, empower my family. If it's just like, if you can sell it for like maybe 1.5 million, 1.8 million. So empower your mother. Your mother is not doing anything. Your dad too is doing all this petty. You hardly feed from, the family hardly feed from the money. And this is like doing TikTok and everything. I started looking at her. You know, what I now do now, I realize that this girl cannot think. You understand? I started saying, okay, no problem. Now I started denying her all those money that I used to give her that. Okay, instead of me giving you 30, 20,000 naira, I started telling you, well, me too, I'm broke. Oh, here, take this 5,000 naira. You know, I expected her to think. I don't want to tell her that, sell this phone, give this money to your family. Let this, she was just busy doing this TikTok, laughing, and started doing big girl in the midst of her friends. Imagine, like that kind of girl now, there's no way I can have millions of naira and think of, okay, let me give it to, because she cannot think. And I don't want to think for her. Thank you.
James, she's
That's it. You know, that's what I was saying.
Let me tell you.
Definitely, he has seen that she's not ready to be resourceful.
No, she will.
Now, if you have a girl that you're dating and she's from a poor background, first thing I would do as a man is, let me try to set you up to make money. Let me teach you how to turn over money. If you're now struggling or you don't want to learn or you resisting me teaching you how to be resourceful, when I marry you, where am I going with you?
You carry breadwinner.
Where am I going with you? You're a liability. I'm
inherited
carrying a
liability.
liability to raise my kids, liability to manage the home, liability to manage the finances. You are a dunce. I'm carrying over it. I can't do that.
That's a strong word, man.
I'm helping you, but you don't want to help yourself. You want to just rely on me and do nothing. Okay. That's not fair.
You see,
that's not fair.
I think society has allowed, over the years, I've watched this, society has allowed this kind of thing to happen. And we allow someone that they don't have, they can't afford a meal. For instance, you are buying her an iPhone. She doesn't, even if she asks for the iPhone, even if she requests it, so what? What is she doing?
That's my question.
What is she doing with an iPhone? She cannot even.
He's not a father now. He's supposed to be in love with her.
And even if he's in love, you see, that's what I'm saying. Over the years, I've been watching, we have allowed this kind of thing to happen. Look, it is recently that I know that the wigs you people wear on your head, they are about... I mean, that I thought a wig was maybe 15,000 or 30,000. When I hear 2 million, what? This thing on your head is... So we have allowed this should I call it decadence or what we have allowed in our society?
This language of
you know, and I watch these young girls, they are wearing wigs on their head, and their families are hungry.
They're wearing their rents on
at
their
home.
heads.
Thanks. Yeah.
Rents on their heads.
Imagine.
Their capital.
Okay, so
is their phone.
You know, I started earlier by saying that you can be broke and have all these material things, and this is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
A young girl, we used to hear that you're on a bike and you have Brazilian hair on and you have an iPhone, because there is this culture now of owning these things
social
without having anything on ground, you know, and we encourage it. So just to the man that made the call, he says that the girlfriend asked for an iPhone 15. I know a lot of us are asking, why did he give it to her? Why didn't he maybe give her money and invest in? We need to understand that there are different kinds of people that we date. There are some people that they are dating, whatever you want, they will give you. They're not investing in you. They're not investing in your future. They're investing in the relationship. They're investing in the feelings that they want from you. That is different. You meet a man who wants to take care of you and he's not thinking of the money he will give you. He's wondering, I need to send you to school. I need to put you in this business. I need to introduce you to my network and my people. And that's a different kind of relationship.
So the purpose of
but
dating.
also, because you're a girl, you're not entitled to people to think about your life, to think about how to build your future. We're hoping that by the time that you're old enough and mature enough, you understand that these things are, you know, this is what you get. But you're right, there's a whole culture of where girls now, what shows that you have become, you know, that you're not broke or that you're doing well is that you own these things without having anything on ground. And I think that that's what this man, I'm hoping that that's what this young man is saying. You know, he's not looking at your money, he's not looking at the things that you have, he's looking at those behaviors that you have learned in trying to build yourself or build yourself financially, being resourceful. If he sees that, that's the sort of person he's attracted to. Not someone who has all these things. After all, there's some children, there are some people who were born into wealthy homes. They have the cars, the homes, the everything, the lifestyle, but they don't have...
broke.
Good.
Mentally broke.
They're still broke. And you find men saying, I don't want to marry people from this kind of homes because when I marry her, she will not know what to do. So it's about the behavior, the character traits.
You know, where I will blame parents as well. I'm not talking now the middle class parents. I'm not talking about the poor, because the poorer parents, when their children come home with all those kind of, mommy, we take this 20,000. She's not going to ask or he, where is the money coming from? Just, hey, my child, he's
hustling.
Is looking after. So they
doesn't make it right either.
The middle class parents will now allow their kids. What do you want? Take this, take that. Come, work for it. You want this? Do a job. Even if it's for the company, for my company or something, do something. Don't just keep expecting to wear the expensive wig. Don't keep expecting to carry the latest phone. I mean,
so there's
let me take this call.
These children will buy phones that even I cannot afford.
Let me take this call. We're holding for Sandra. Thanks for calling. You're live.
All right, thank you so much. It's my first time on TV, on your view. I'm so excited. Actually, this topic is very important. Okay, now for James who called, I listened to him vividly, and he said he asked his sister from outside the country to send that phone to this lady. Now, he actually did well, and that girl was actually supposed to sell that phone. Yeah, he said that. But now, what I was not happy with him was that he was just looking at her. I expected him to talk to this lady, advise her. Now, I appreciate Anikula Bokuti. She actually said something, that some ladies come out from school and they are actually vulnerable. Not that they don't have the idea to actually do things, but they are vulnerable. So why can't these men teach this lady how to do things, how to get business? I actually went to school.
Thank you very much. You see, I think I like what Mariam said earlier. There are different types of relationships. I can invest in a relationship, and when I see somebody who I want to have a long-term relationship with, that's the kind of person I will help. So it's not all relationships that are such that
you've seen the potential.
You've seen the potential.
I wanted to even share some comedy to what she said. I read some a thread on Twitter, and somebody had said, he paid the rent for a girl, and all she could say was Tea for thanks. So tea for thanks.
I know.
Tea for thanks was trending as how appreciative are you of a person who's just paid your rent? You know, and he said the rent was close to, I think, 1.5 million. People started posting what they have done for girls over the years. And one was like, he paid my rent this amount. I will spread it like this. All sorts of description of how, you know, this would have been appreciated. So for someone whose person is investing in a relationship, of course they're buying you things, you're definitely going to prostitute or pay back in some form of some kind way and all of that. And it's sort of allowed amongst us. This girl in question now is what they call in my place in Pidgin, a big girl, no money. So you're a big girl, you have a phone, you have everything. You know, that's what you want to have to show that you are big. You might not have money, but you have achievements. You've gone to school, you were best scholar, you were this and that. Your potentials can be displayed in different ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be a set up business.
We have to wrap. Let me wrap up. What are your final thoughts on this?
I'm just saying, it's peer pressure. Peer pressure is really messing up a lot of people's creativity. Being given an iPhone from the UK, I think he was saying that she should have sold it and done something.
I have a problem with that.
I'm thinking, why didn't you give her the money?
The woman who was in the UK that was slaving herself to send, but you think she was playing in the UK? Or
But
she just plucked the iPhone for the phone?
Maybe she had the idea of selling the phone. That means she needed capital for something important. But if she don't get idea and have the phone, you know those people who show you road like this.
Can I just say this? It is not worldwide, though. This is Nigeria. It's a Nigerian problem.
Sorry, it's a Ghana problem as well. I'm a big Ghanaian, so yeah. It's not just Nigeria.
Okay, let me rephrase. It's an African problem.
Right.
Because in Europe, you don't see those kind of things, though.
No.
Because when you are working, when you have to wake up in winter and carry your two left legs onto the streets for money that you will work for, and the government will tax, you will not try it.
Yeah.
Okay,
you will not even wear wig. You don't tie scarf. And be going.
My sentence I was going to say before we stop was peer pressure and social media has rendered this generation very, if I can use the word, lazy.
Entitled.
And very zero resourcefulness and very entitled. We have to be better than the next person posting. Don't we know it's fake? They're not going to tell you where it's coming from, what is happening. Peer pressure, trying to be better than the next neighbor, what this one is doing. But yet, like she said, we have nothing to show for it.
We have to wrap up this because we want to go to your interview. Let's go on a very short break. White kid.
No, I just have to say, we are not suffering. We think we are suffering in Africa. We are not suffering in Africa because you can go and beg Nima for money. I can go and beg Mary, please give me money. I'm broke and you don't give me, I fight you because you didn't give me money. Nobody, go and beg in London. Who will answer you? Go and beg in America. Everybody is working. So please.
Let me go on a very short break. Thank you very much. Well, I think really in a nutshell, I mean, we just in a nutshell, as you said, young people shouldn't feel entitled. And if you're going to love, everybody has their own preference to who they date. You want a broke woman, you want a rich woman, you want a woman who's starting from scratch. Either way, it's all a personal opinion and a personal perspective. Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll get to know a bit more about Mary. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.